the horrible lighting of the garage once again. I got a little fun project I've been trying to get to here, and it's involving an off-road skateboard. So this is the board it was originally on, which is all good and fine and dandy, nice and big. Got your footholds and a toe strap, basically. But the problem with that is it flexes really bad. Flexes in the middle because I'm a big guy. So what did I do? Well, I put her on a little bit of a smaller skateboard that has less flex to it. It is actually a thicker skateboard. The only problem now, this tire won't hold air, so I got to fix that. So, first things first, get yourself one of these little compressors that plugs in to your vehicle through what used to be a cigarette lighter, but no vehicle has a cigarette lighter anymore. It is fantastic, and I mean, it'll take a while, but even if you have like a slow leak in one of your big truck tires, it will fill it up eventually. Air, man. I think I've had this for about a decade, and it's been awesome. So basically, I'm gonna screw this on here. We're gonna try and find the source of the leak. Get that going. So get some air going. It's gonna be loud. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this jug. It's got some soap and water in it, and I'm gonna spray it on there, and hopefully it should bubble in the leaky spots. Alright, what did we learn? Well, I learned that this is actually a tire with a tube in it. And I believe the tube is leaking. So that means I got to get this outer part off before I can do any sort of patchwork. So that's fun. So all those like popular home renovation shows and everything, anytime they show you one of their workshops, it's always clean and immaculate and everything's got its place. It's not how a lot of people work. I know mine is a little bit of an exception because I'm in the middle of cleaning the garage and doing some renovations. But yeah, it's a bit of a disaster zone. That's why it's super important to keep your workbench area clean so that you know where everything you need is, like a tire patch kit. You can find that. And then especially if you need a hand. So I have to take this off, which I tried to do. Normally you can kind of like pry tires off, but it wouldn't come off. Finally looked that up online, and you do actually have to remove these bolts, and then the rim itself comes apart. Alright, the tire has been patched, so I'm going to go fill it up with some air, and we'll see if it holds. One thing, I didn't show the tire patching because it's kind of gooey and I needed both hands. It's like contact cement, so you don't have a whole lot of time to work with it. But I did want to bring up a point that on things like tire patch kits or epoxy or certain types of like glue or two-part processes, anything like that, follow the instructions. I know it's not like the manly thing to do to read instructions, but trust me, you're gonna rather sit there and read the instructions for 2 seconds than do it wrong, screw something up hardcore, or just not have it work, period. So on things like that, read the instructions. You don't need to read the instructions on everything. IKEA cabinets, you can probably get away without it, although they're kind of confusing how to build those sometimes. Those Swedes are a crafty bunch with their wooden dowels and Allen wrenches. I wonder if the Allen wrench inventor was named Allen. It's not a very creative name for a wrench. Anyways, read the instructions on things like glue, epoxies, resins, stains, that kind of stuff, unless you want to be doing it twice and possibly paying more money. So, all right, so we're all full of air. I'm going to take this maiden voyage, and I would always recommend, proper footwear for this type of thing. In this case, lightly tied work boots. All right, maiden voyage here. Watch me die. Hey, it works. So this has got basically broken neck written all over it. I have to wait until it's nicer out, but we'll get her out ripping on some trails here in the springtime.
So there you go. Basically how you patch a tire on any sort of inner tube or anything. It's a tire patch kit, pretty simple, and then have some fun. I suppose I got to give that a beer rating. It was kind of over like 3 months, but that's not an accurate representation. Really, to patch a leaky tire is, I don't know, a couple hours total, plus the time that it takes for the tire patch to cure. That's a couple hours on the high end if it's hard to get the tube out or something, or you're an idiot like me and don't realize the proper way of getting said tube out. So we'll call it a beer, 2-beer job. That being said, making this off-road skateboard out of a regular skateboard deck, you'd almost have to be a 10-beer job, because that's the only way that this makes sense. Or probably the only time I'm going to get on it is after 10 beers. So I'll post a video come springtime, and we can all watch me break my neck together.